Determined on running, but I think it's important that I allay fears by let them see me out there.
This morning, President Biden continues to push that he is capable of running in the November election. It was the focus of his first solo news conference in 8 months. But there is a growing list of Democrats that are still calling on him to drop out of the race for the White House.
He has the support of the majority of the party, but others say they're still concerned about his ability to win this fall. ABC's Christiane Cordero explains.
In his first press conference of the year, President Joe Biden fielded nearly an hour of questions highlighting his policies and political future.
The best way to assure them is the way I assure myself, and that is, am I getting the job done?
The president first pressed on whether Vice President Kamala Harris could beat former President Trump in November. Biden flubbed his response.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there. Number one.
Trump weighed in live with a post on social media reading, "Great job, Joe." Biden ignored the actual question about how the VP would fare against Trump, only stressing that she's qualified to be president and offering praise.
She was a first-rate person, and in the Senate she was really good. I wouldn't have picked her unless I thought she was qualified to be president.
Yet insisting he is best qualified to win and govern. A growing list of congressional Democrats are not sold. At least 17 House Democrats have now publicly called on Biden to step aside since the debate 2 weeks ago. 2 called on the president to end his candidacy minutes after the news conference. Eric Sorensen of Illinois and Jim Himes of Connecticut, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Himes saying Biden should consider his remarkable legacy in American history.
I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
But Biden did leave the door open to being convinced he should quit if polling shows he can't win. Our latest poll with the Washington Post and Ipsos shows Biden still neck and neck with Trump, 46 to 47%. But 67% say they want Biden to step aside. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Today, President Biden is traveling to Michigan for his 4th trip this year to the battleground state.
And there is continued talk this morning about Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear joining the Democratic ticket should Biden drop out of the presidential race. Beshear says the president needs to continue to reassure Americans that he's capable of staying in it.
I think only he knows that. And it would be speculation on my part. And when I had an opportunity to speak, it was that he didn't just need to reassure us, he needed to reassure the American people. I think they've taken some steps towards it, but I think more steps would need to be taken.
Beshear also noted he has not spoken with the White House about joining the ticket. He says he loves his job as governor, and that keeps him busy enough.
Today, a judge is expected to decide whether or not to dismiss rape and sodomy charges against a Louisville man. Antonio Coleman has been in and out of the court system for years. Most recently, he was arrested for allegedly exposing himself to women near downtown earlier this year. He's been deemed incompetent to stand trial multiple times, including when he was charged with rape in 2022. Last month, prosecutors brought back those charges, saying a previous victim is now willing to testify. Coleman is expected back in court at 10 this morning.
Then after 2 months, a 73-year-old man has been formally indicted on a murder charge for fatally stabbing a woman in a retirement home. Kenneth Muse is his name. He's accused of killing Brenda Kemp at the Friendship House in May. Metro Police say when officers arrived at the retirement home, they found Kemp stabbed multiple times and she died at the scene. Investigators say Muse later called 911 and admitted to stabbing Kemp. His arraignment is scheduled for Monday at 8:30.
5 people have been chosen to join a state task force looking into operations at JCPS. This is the group charged with investigating the future of Kentucky's largest school district. The community part of the panel will be made up of 2 JCPS parents, a local business leader, and 2 educators with the district. The objective of the group, created during the last legislative session, isn't totally clear yet, though lawmakers have previously mentioned the idea of splitting up JCPS. Angela Masden, one of the parents on the panel, tells us she wants to make the best decision for families in the district, and she's against dividing it up.
I will be really trying to make sure that we fix the structure that we have right now. I don't think that we need to divide it. I think that we have good things that are happening in Jefferson County Public Schools, and I think those things need to be highlighted and looked at, but I also think that we have things that are not doing well, right? And so we need to look at those things and then try to figure out solutions from that.
Republican Representative Kim Banta and Senator Mike Nemes will lead the task force. It'll also include several other Republican and Democratic state lawmakers. The first meeting is set for Monday. In a lengthy statement, JCPS says it expects the task force to approach its work without a political agenda.
And we are learning more about a request to prevent JCPS from implementing its new transportation plan on the first day of school. Louisville attorney Teddy Gordon is asking a federal judge to immediately restore bus service for all JCPS students. He wants the district to return the transportation plan that it used last school year.
The easiest thing for this judge to do right now for the start of school is go back to the previous plan. That way there's no discrimination.
If the judge does issue the restraining order, then the district, I think, has to unwind everything that they decided to do as it relates to the, quote, new transportation plan that they're going to put in place. It would throw the district into, I would suggest, total disarray.
Former JCPS board member Sam Corbett, who you just heard from there, says he does agree with the basis of the lawsuit, but the timing of the request is tricky. He says even if the motion is granted, stopping the district's new transportation plan is a tall order.